Hey, what's up, you guys? Austin here, and I am sharing today's super quick tip on website strategy that you can implement right away to help see changes and improvements in your website. And today we're kicking off this video series with a conversation about what is website strategy in the first place. This is something you might hear a lot. I mean, you probably found this video because you Googled it somewhere, or you it's something that you've heard, but you're not exactly sure what we mean when we talk about website strategy. Simply put, your website strategy is a plan of action. You want to have some ideas in place before you build your website so that you know where you're going and what your ultimate objective is with your website. We have a lot of people who come to us and ask us about websites, and honestly, a lot of the people that come to us, we tell them before you even need your website right now, there's some other things you need to put in place. You need more of a plan of what you're going to use your website for before you build it instead of just jumping right into it. So you need to have a goal in mind and then some plans, some steps you can take to execute that you can help reach that goal of yours. So ultimately, your website exists for a purpose, for a reason, or at least it should. So here's a couple examples of things that your website could exist for. Maybe it's just to build awareness of your business, or a something that you're wanting to share, an idea that you want to spread. Maybe your website exists to build credibility of yourself and your business and your brand. Maybe you're wanting to make some money, and so you're going to try and generate leads and nurture some leads through your website. Or maybe, again, it's just to establish a brand and let people know who you are and what you stand for. So once you finally figured out what the purpose of your website is, that's going to influence everything else that goes into this website. So it's going to influence the content that you create. It's going to influence the organization of your website and the navigation. So how you get from page to page. It's going to influence your page structure and how everything's laid out on each page. It's going to influence your call to action buttons and where you put them and what you say on them, and just the overall design, the look and feel and aesthetics of each page of your website. So just like if you're going on a trip to a new country or a new city that you've never been to before, you're probably not just going to buy a plane ticket there and without ever planning anything or getting anything scheduled, just go and hope that everything works out. Just like you wouldn't do that for a trip, you shouldn't do that with your website. You should have some strategy and some plan in place so that once you build your website and once you start putting things up online, you know exactly what the purpose is and you have a plan for how it's going to help grow your business. So, the action step for today is to start answering some of these questions. And I encourage you to take out some paper and write down your answers to these questions. So, one, where are you now? Where are you with your website? Maybe you already have one up, or maybe it's just something that you want. What do you have out online right now that you can use? Where do you want to go? So, going back to the a couple slides ago, what is the purpose of your website? Why do you want a website, and what goals do you hope that this website will achieve for the growth of your business? How are you going to measure success? So there should be a couple things that you have in mind of how you know that you're making progress towards this goal. So maybe you're keeping track of how many people are visiting your website, or how long they're staying, or how many sales are being made through certain web pages. So have a plan of what key indicators you're going to be keeping track of. And then write down a couple steps, maybe 3 to 5 steps that you can take in the next week of how you're going to get there. Create a plan, an action plan that you can start implementing right now. So if you do these things, if you write down your answers to these questions and really get thinking about the ultimate goal of your website, then all of the other videos that you're going to watch in the series and every other thing that you're going to start creating on your website is going to be way more impactful because it has a purpose and a drive behind it.